Well, Nancy Cordes is following this fight on Capitol Hill. Nancy, once lawmakers officially vote to repeal Obamacare, I guess the big question is, what will happen to the 20 million people who have insurance through this law?
Well, Republicans say that there will be a transition period where people will be able to keep their insurance that they've gotten through the Obamacare system until Republicans can come up with a replacement plan for Obamacare. However, they haven't given any details yet of what that transition plan will look like. And the real problem, Democrats say, is that once insurance companies who participate voluntarily find out that Obamacare really isn't long for this world, there's nothing to stop them from pulling out of the exchanges. Republicans argue that that's been happening anyway. You've seen big insurers like Aetna already say over the past year that it's not working for them and that they're not going to participate. Speaker Ryan said yesterday that the details of both the transition plan and the replacement would be coming out in the following weeks. But Democrats argue Republicans are really putting the cart before the horse here, and that they're so focused on repeal that they aren't thinking at all about what they are going to replace Obamacare with.
Yeah, there certainly has been a lot of talk about repealing and doing it quickly. Vice President-elect Mike Pence has said that Donald Trump would use executive action if he needs to roll back Obamacare from day one. So what sort of actions could he take to do that?
It's really unclear. In fact, the White House press secretary Josh Earnest said yesterday he's not sure what Pence is referring to. He said, look, if there were executive actions available to us that the Obama White House could have taken to strengthen the Affordable Care Act, they would have done it. And so he said that presidential power in this arena is sort of limited, and the vice president-elect didn't provide any more specifics. I think more broadly, the case that he was trying to make is that this is going to be the #1 priority, both for Republicans in Congress and the Republicans who are now controlling the White House, that they are going to be single-mindedly focused in the opening days of the Trump presidency on doing whatever they can to roll back huge chunks of the Affordable Care Act.
So before we let you go, I want to ask you one more question about something else that people will be talking about all today and tomorrow. Get your take on this. Donald Trump is looking to restructure the intelligence community, and he's talking about downsizing the role of the Director of National Intelligence. Does Congress play a role at all in this situation, in this change?
They do, in the sense that there's probably going to be a lot of pushback, and in fact it's already happening, from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, because this position, the Director of National Intelligence, was created with the help of Congress after 9/11, because when the 9/11 attack was investigated by Congress, what they determined was that these various intelligence agencies within the U.S. government weren't always communicating with each other, and that perhaps they could have put together the pieces of the puzzle if the CIA had been in better communication with the FBI and the NSA and so forth. And so they created this position to sort of oversee the entire intelligence community, kind of a clearinghouse to make sure that everyone was talking to each other. So the notion that you just wouldn't fill the job is something that is going to be very troubling to lawmakers on both sides. They can't force President-elect Trump to fill that job, but they can put a lot of pressure on him to do so.
Nancy Cordes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.